Welcome back, everybody. My name's Austin. Crypto continues to crash. In fact, specifically, several crypto coins related to Barry Silbert's DCG, Dollar Currency Group, have been selling off aggressively this evening. Filecoin, Zen, Ethereum Classic, Near, leaving many spectators to wonder whether the selling is derived from DCG itself. Now, at the end of today's video, I will share with you a clip of Kevin O'Leary literally caught red-handed lying about his involvement in cryptocurrency.
Did that conversion coincide with the 15 million that you got from FTX?
Like always, make sure you keep watching the whole video. But first off, let's talk about the real reason for this sell-off. And what is DCG? Very quickly, DCG is a venture capitalist company. CoinDesk, Foundry, Genesis, Grayscale Investments, and at least in 2021, had over $50 billion in assets under management. In fact, looking at a snapshot of DCG's portfolio and the specific cryptos that they own, like we mentioned, Horizon, Filecoin, Zcash, ETH Classic, a huge position in Bitcoin, and the reason for the sell-off, if it is DCG, could mean only one of two things. Number one, DCG is trying to repay the $1.5 billion whole loan that they sent to Genesis. Or two, DCG is entering Chapter 11, and to do so, they must first exhaust all liquid assets.
If GBTC has to liquidate, that will be very bad in the short run. I mean, like really bad. And look, it's right in the crosshairs right now. I mean, they have $1 billion hole caused by FTX and Genesis, and Barry's trying desperately to raise capital. But if he's forced to actually liquidate the trust to close the discount, that could be ugly, because that puts 600,000 plus Bitcoin on the market, and that'll, I don't even want to say how low we go then.
And the unfortunate reality of this DCG problem right now is we don't really have these answers yet. And another big reason for the continued fall of the crypto market is this Binance FUD. Is Binance safe? We addressed this big picture in our last two videos right here. But today, let's continue the conversation and get specific on, does Binance actually hold the reserves? What's the truth? And then how much liabilities, which is the true question.
People can withdraw 100% of the assets they have on Binance. We will not have an issue in any given day.
Well, the latest on-chain data does back up what CZ has been saying. Glassnode Analytics estimates that Binance does have over 600,000 Bitcoin, as well as near their all-time highs in how much Bitcoin Binance holds, which is in stark contrast to FTX, which visibly drew down its Bitcoin balance starting in the spring of 2022. So from the on-chain data, the reserves seem to be okay. And again, this is a very sharp contrast to what FTX showed 6 months before their insolvency. Their bigger question, though, is their liabilities. This is what worries me, simply because we just don't know. Huge unknown in the space. FTX had so many liabilities. They were so in debt. Well, CZ was asked this specifically. This is what he says.
In terms of the credibility of Binance, you disclosed that Binance holds about $60 billion of crypto assets. But thus far, you haven't disclosed your liabilities. And I wonder why that is and whether you will.
Yeah, so we are working with the firms to do the audited financials, liabilities, etc. Very simply, Binance does not owe people money. Binance does not have loans from other companies, from other funds. We just don't have it. You can ask any fund in the ecosystem. You can ask any VC. We actually also do not have VC investments, so we don't owe anybody any money, and we also do not have loans to other people that we depend on for our next payroll. So we are very simple, very self-contained type of organization, and we manage our cash very simply. So that's very, very different from the FTX situation, where so people who are hurt by FTX are now worried about everybody else, and they were defending FTX before, but that's why they have money on FTX. So, but just because they're bitten by one snake doesn't mean that every other animal is the same.
Time will tell. You make your own decisions. This channel just gives you the information so you can make the best decision for you. And it's interesting because this week, despite all the FUD, this was the biggest week for Bitcoin dominance in 6 months. So while the whole market is experiencing a sell-off, a lot of the speculative altcoin value is getting sucked back up into Bitcoin. And finally, Kevin O'Leary caught lying about his involvement in crypto. when asked, was the only reason, Kevin, that you originally turned bullish on crypto in general years ago. Did that coincide with the timing of your ambassadorship to FTX? Meaning, is the only reason you turned bullish on the space because FTX paid you?
Time goes so quick. It seems like only yesterday, I was totally arguing with you on Squawk Box. You went from Charlie Munger's view on Bitcoin to Michael Saylor's view on Bitcoin. And I actually kidded you about it. I said, who are you? You may know nothing, but you're never in doubt. You're so strident when you said it was just worthless and rat poison. And then 6 months later, you're like this Bitcoin bull. So I didn't understand that conversion. Did that conversion coincide with the 15 million that you got from FTX?
No, I was investing 3.5 years earlier than that. I changed my mind back in early 2018 when I saw the regulators in jurisdictions like Canada, Switzerland, and Abu Dhabi start to change their minds. But I'll tell you what really got me investing, Joe. You know, I mentioned these guest lecturing things I do. They're usually to graduating cohorts of engineers. And so these are classes at 6 to 9 at night. And these are the best and brightest at MIT or in business school at Harvard. I started to notice back in 2018, I'd say, okay, wait, where are you guys going? Where are you going? Because about a third of the class will create entrepreneurial efforts and they'll start businesses. They're all going to the blockchain. You can't spend that much intellectual.
I understand. I believed it back then. I'm just trying to figure out why.
I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you. You just said you made this conversion in what year?
I think it was 2018 I started investing, yeah.
Okay, well, I just for, as a point of fact, for what it's worth, May 14th, 2019, you came on television and called Bitcoin garbage. Just then I'm wrong.
It's the year later.
Wow, losing credibility. And by the way, most channels will just show you that first part. I do want to end with the full clip. This channel will always give you both sides of the Bitcoin. Kevin finishes by saying,
had you not looked into it, and yet you had those very strong opinions about Bitcoin?
I remember, I think it was 2017, coming on Squawk Box talking about the tokenization of a hotel in New York. And the regulator let me know right after that they were not okay with that. And that was the beginning of realizing, wow, things are tough out here with this crypto stuff. Right. But maybe you're right, Andrew. Maybe I started 2019. But the point is, it was long before I became a paid spokesperson, years before. So it didn't change my mind to be paid or, go through that whole process. I'm an advocate of this because I think the productivity available in crypto and particularly payment systems looks extraordinary. And I understand the incumbents and the banking system is really trying to shut this down. But the fact is, it's a threatening technology and disruption's always abhorred by the existing incumbents.